Hello everybody and welcome back to another video on the channel, back with the tips again this week, going into round 8. Quickly just going over last round, I got 8 out of 9. The only one I got incorrect was the Bulldogs and Fremantle game. You can never tip the Bulldogs, they are the most unpredictable team. Fremantle got the job done. I suppose I should have expected them to win after that horrific loss in the derby. They were definitely always going to respond, but I just wasn't sure whether they were going to be able to score enough, because scoring has been a massive issue for them. Scored 95, had played a bit more of an attacking brand, and they got the job done. But overall, it was a pretty simple, easy round of tipping, and I had my first pretty good round for a while. The previous weeks I got 3, 4, and I think I got a 6, but that was a 6 in like a round where most people got 9 out of 9. So yeah, good to get back. On with the round 8 tips. I can't remember the last time that this ever happened. We've got a Thursday night showdown, so it's going to be in the prime time slot. It's a Channel 7 game. I can't remember the last time that a showdown was ever like in a prime time Channel 7 slot. There's been a couple of Friday night games, but they were Friday night games where there was a double header for some reason, and that this was like the lesser of the two games. So this is a prime time slot. Adelaide taking on Port Adelaide. I think this is going to be an interesting matchup. On form, you'd have to go Port Adelaide, but they do have a number of key injuries going into this game. Sam Powell-Pepper's done for the season, ACL. Leah out with concussion, easily their best defender. And Connor Rosie, their captain, also goes out of this game. That is a massive loss for them. Definitely their best midfielder, along with Zach Butters. So yeah, they've got some concerns on the injury front. Adelaide could be potentially on a 3-win streak right now, but the umpire decided that Sam Draper didn't. Point being that Adelaide are in some alright form. This could have potentially been a 4th win in a row if they were to win this game, but instead it'll only be a 2nd and a 3rd for the season. So the Crows definitely do need to win this, and I'm actually going to tip them in this one. I think that they're going to fire up for the showdown. Obviously, last year they won both showdowns despite not making the finals. They definitely should have, but regardless, Port Adelaide were the better team last year, but both showdowns Adelaide beat them by 30 points, and I think they beat them by about 40 points in the second one. So I think Adelaide are going to fire up for this one. They'll win by 16 points, and maybe kickstart their season. We move on to Friday night and another massive game, Carlton Collingwood at the MCG. Expect 90,000 to turn up for this one, because Collingwood are back in a bit of form. Carlton are, well, they're not flying anymore after that loss to Geelong, but they were flying. They're still a pretty good team in 2024. So this is going to be a massive matchup. Carlton will want to get back on the winners list. So will Collingwood. Didn't lose, but also didn't win last week. I think that right now, on paper, Carlton has the better team, and I will tip them in this one to just get over the line against Collingwood. But it should be a fascinating matchup. Could go either way, but I think I'm going to back in Carlton. If Collingwood do win this game, I think they probably will go into the top 8. So the stakes are high for this one. Obviously, the rivalry as well between the two clubs is as big as it's been for the last 20 years. So both clubs will hopefully put on a very good contest and make this an exceptional game with an exceptional atmosphere. Another top of the table matchup here between Sydney and GWS. So the Battle of the Bridge, as they call it. this is going to be a very, very, very good game, you would think. Second v third, both teams are in very, very good form right now, coming off massive wins against Hawthorn for Sydney and Brisbane for GWS. This is set up for a fascinating match. Last year, the first match between these two teams at the SCG was a 1-point loss to the Swans. Hopefully that doesn't happen again. Toby Green kicked the sealer. Again, hopefully that doesn't happen because he's back in for this game. So is Sam Taylor. So the Giants have got some big ins. I'm still going to back in my boys, the Sydney Swans. Should be an absolutely cracking match. I'm going to tip it to be a high-scoring one like last year. 4 points. You've always got to back in your own team in games like this, I feel. St Kilda versus North Melbourne. Well, St Kilda, they need to get a bit of form back, and if there's ever a team to play to get yourself back into a bit of form, it is North Melbourne, because they are trash. They are garbage. Every possible adjective you could use to describe how bad the North Melbourne are, you can probably use what did that mean? I've lost the plot today. My brain is fried. I have no idea what I'm saying anymore. Anyway, simple tip. I'm tipping St Kilda in this one. I'm going to use them as my gauntlet tip because tipped Adelaide to beat North last week. So I'm still in the gauntlet. I'm probably just going to be tipping every team that plays North Melbourne for a while. See how that goes. If there's ever an even more obvious matchup, then I might use that. But yeah, this round I'm going to be tipping St Kilda to get their mojo back and win by 51 points. Melbourne versus Geelong at the MCG. Both teams coming off wins. Geelong are 7-0, so they are absolutely flying. Best team in the competition right now. It's a Melbourne home game. But Geelong have showed that they are definitely capable of playing their best at the MCG. Obviously, they did that last round against Carlton, win earlier in the year against the Hawks as well. So playing at this game at the MCG shouldn't be any problem for them. I think they've got better chemistry and they're in better form right now than the D's, and I think they're going to stroll on to another 20-point win and go to 8-0. West Coast versus Essendon. This is definitely a more interesting matchup than it was a few weeks ago. I still think Essendon probably win this game, but Harley Reid, I assume, is going to be back for this game. He was rested last round. There was reports about his body flagging, whatever that means. I think he's going to be back in for this game. Nevertheless, I think that Essendon still should get the job done. I'll tip them by 24 points. But the Eagles are competitive once again, and they're actually playing they're actually watchable to play now, unlike what they were the last 2 seasons. Richmond versus Freo. This one's at the MCG, but now that Freo have got that win, they're back in some reasonable form. Richmond have still got a whole host of injuries. I don't think they win this game. They were alright against Melbourne for a half, but yeah, I just don't think that they're going to be winning too many games with the injury list that they have at the moment. So this will probably be another 30-point win for Fremantle. Bulldogs taking on Hawthorn now. I think this is a pretty simple tip. The Hawks, after their win against the Roos, got absolutely smashed by the Swans. So they've still got a long road, a long way to go with their rebuild, it seems. And they've lost Marbia Chol, who at this stage is suspended for 1 game. How much of a loss that is, you can make up your own mind. The Bulldogs usually respond well after a loss. They've done that a few times where they've had a bad loss, then come out and played really well the following week. You'd think they probably do that, and I think they they really take it up to the Hawks in this one. Let's go 71 points. And finally, the Q Clash. So pretty much all of the crosstown rivalry matchups this round. Brisbane taking on the Gold Coast. This one's at the Gabba. Brisbane haven't been too good at the Gabba this year. Surely they would want to respond in emphatic fashion in a Q Clash against the Suns. The Suns yet to win a game away from home, and some of those losses away from home have been pretty bad. The teams they have beaten at home are all down the bottom of the ladder. So I think that Brisbane should get the job done here. I'll go by 27 points. And with that is the round of tipping done. So Geelong on top with Sydney in second and GWS, and then Carlton back into the top 4, Essendon climbing up the ladder, Freo back in the top 8, Port Adelaide sliding a little bit, Bulldogs and Gold Coast just knocking on the door of the top 8 here, Collingwood fall a little bit, Adelaide starting to rise up, and then the bottom part of the ladder looks more or less all the same, with North Melbourne down there on the bottom, still winless after 8 games. So that is the video over and done with. I hope you did enjoy. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. Comment down your predictions for the upcoming round in the comment section below, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.